for those of you who I haven't met, I'm sorry, I apologize, I'm losing my voice a little bit, but my name is Melanie, and Brenna and I have, well, I've known Brenna since, I think I was about 10 or 11, and we became sort of best friends, I guess, in grade 7. So we've known each other for about 27 years, and so I'm so honored to be here and finally be her maid of honor. And Brian and I are quite excited to be able to share in this special occasion and finally meet so many of the wonderful friends. I've had so many people come up and say, I've heard so much about you, and I say, how do I know you? So I feel awful, but I want to thank Brenna and Peter for bringing us together in such a unique and remote location, and just to share in this special union. I was secretly hoping the wedding would be in Cape Town, South Africa, because it's always been a passion of mine to go there. But however, being here just feels so much like them, and it's been a wonderful experience. So looking back, I couldn't recall the defining moment when we actually became best friends. I don't know really what it was, but I do remember thinking about the qualities that drew me to Brenna at the time. Her sense of play and creativity, and her strong sense of just self and who she was. And it's been a great experience actually preparing the speech and thinking back over the wonderful memories and experiences that we've shared, the trials and tribulations. And I could not ask for a more thoughtful, warm-hearted, and spirited friends to have shared it with. We've shared the highs and lows of boyfriends, first kisses, family, trials. Growing pains, bad haircuts, bad perms. I think in grade 8, I don't know if any of you would, well, I don't know, would Twisted Sister have been big here, but Dee Schneider, the lead singer of Twisted Sister, had a huge perm, and Brenna had that perm.
I like the baby book is still in there.
Yeah, and a lot of great times in university. And when I was chatting with Bren, she sort of mentioned how few people were attending the wedding that had known her way back when for a long time. So I reached out to a few friends to get their thoughts and see what they had to say. So I'm just going to read a couple of these. But the first is from our friend Kristen Lindell, who I think we've both known for a long time. And she wrote, Brenna is the queen of imagination and whimsy. We used to ride to school on our imaginary horses, trotting, galloping, listening to them whinny. Then we would tether them to the bike rack and feed them a carrot.
It's true.
It's true. I liked that we could be lost in our world like this and not care what anyone else thought. Nonconformity, another amazing thing about Brenna. She's worked with dolphins, horses, youth at risk, going where her passion and interests take her, be it the West Coast, the US, British Isles, or South Africa. And she said, we were lucky enough to meet Brenna and Pete for Thai food in Toronto on the hottest day in July. This was, of course, when they won their whiskey tour, because only Brenna and Pete could win a whiskey tour. And it felt so natural and easy to hang out with the both of them, taking in heat and jazz music as if we hadn't been apart at all. They're a beautiful, easygoing couple, and I hope to share more adventures over the years. John and I wish you joy and fulfillment as you travel through your life together. Love, Kristen. And Joanna also wrote to me, and Joanna said, Brenna makes me smile. She always did. I've known Brenna for a long time. We used to read the teen dating guide in high school. This book taught us how to kiss properly. Lips loose. All in preparation for lips loose, but not floppy.
Did I get it right, Pete?
A few years ago, they also had the good fortune of spending time with Brenna and Pete when my family came to town, and we hadn't seen each other in 10 years, and we picked up like it was just yesterday. It was so easy and so much fun to be in the company of these two amazing people. I wish I could be with you and Pete, celebrating on your wedding day. Stephen and I wish you a lifetime of love, happiness, health, adventure, and blessings. All my love, Joe. So, and now I've lost where I am in this. It will come back. So, reading these words reminded me of all the reasons why I love Brenna and feel so lucky to be here and have her in my life. From a distance, she's always been there. Always. I cry. And I'm not sentimental.
Yeah, sure.
Whenever I've needed her, and you know, it's like time has passed, but it hasn't. So I met Pete for the first time in 2003. I'd taken my mom on a 50th birthday trip to Paris, and I'm not sure if you guys just decided to come. I couldn't remember that either, but Brenna and Pete happened to be in Paris, and we joined up, and it was Halloween, and we went out with masks on and trooped through Paris, and it was lovely. And I think I knew then that Pete was probably the one for Brenna, because there was really no therapy involved up to that. And I'll just leave that at that. I think I knew Brenna had met this amazing man who just provides her the freedom to explore and be the person she is, and together they make a beautiful couple. So I remember Brenna asked for a long time when I married Brian, you know, how do you know he's the one? You know, are you sure he's the one? And I said, well, I never really had to ask. And I've seen in Brenna that she never really had to ask with Pete either. It just was. It just has been. So Pete, I can say that you've truly found the most lovely woman I know, someone who is so true to herself, so willing to seek new experiences, so creative and sentimental, and thinking about the symbolism. We were sort of preparing for the ceremony today, on Friday, and the symbolism present in your union speaks volumes of the person that you're meant to spend your life with. So throughout the years, we've been separated by oceans, but have kept in touch. I still look forward to setting up and sitting beside you in my rocking chair. We've always talked about that. Of course, Brian and Peter are welcome to join us and bring us tea. But I'd like to conclude with a quote that I came across a long time ago, and I like it because it applies to Pete and Brenna as a couple, but equally to Brenna and I as friends. So as you sit side by side through this roller coaster of life, remember to scream from the peaks, hold hands through the dips, laugh through the loop-to-loops, and enjoy every twist and turn, for the ride is better because you share it together. So let's raise our glasses to my best friend Brenna and her new husband Pete.
Whoa.
She hasn't said that yet. Congratulations to you both, and may you live a wonderful life together.